Oh, hello. This is Soul Food Sunday. I did not do a countdown today, you all, because it wasn't necessary. I have been advertising this for a while, and you guys know that we were coming on today. At least I hope you know that we were coming on today at 6 p.m. to talk about interracial marriages. So say hello to me as you come in. There's two of you on already. If you want to say hello, if you don't, that's okay. I always want to say at the beginning of this, some of you that follow me and are used to me doing so many ministry broadcasts, this ain't that. I just want to let y'all know this is not a ministry. This ain't church. This ain't nothing about paper Bible at all. Even though we paper Bible saved, this ain't about the paper Bible. This is about interracial relationships. This is Soul Food Sunday. This is just opinionated entertainment. Hey, Maxine, it's good to see you, hon. This is opinionated entertainment, okay? And we do this approximately once a month or every other month, depending on our schedule. And I bring my family in with me, two of my most favorite people in my family. I bring them in with me to help with this show. And this is episode 3. You know, when we first did this, the very first show was Why My Family Don't Go to Church No More. And that was hilarious. It's still on my page. You guys can scroll down and find it. And they was cutting up, talking about whatever. And like I tell y'all, I don't censor my family, okay? I tell them to be themselves. They cuss, they say whatever they want to say. They say they be drinking wine, they be drinking scotch, whatever, okay? And I don't care what nobody thinks, because this is my family and I love them and I want them to come on here and be themselves. And people appreciate it. Hey, Veronica, they appreciate it. It's 10 of you guys have jumped on here so far. Thank you for joining. So today we are talking about interracial relationships. So we're going to be on here about an hour. Do me a favor, tag some folks. Hey, LaTanya, good to see you, sweetie. Tag some folks and tell them this ain't church. So if you're thinking about you going to come in here and get blessed in Jesus' name, it's not going to happen. Not on here. Not at all. Go find somebody else. Find some pastor, some preacher, some teacher, because it ain't going to happen. So, hey, Pastor Dorothy, it's good to see you. So I'm going to bring my sister on first. And I just wanted to introduce them tonight, you guys. Usually when I start, they are already on the page with me. But I said I wanted to introduce them. Me and my sister have such a awesome history in church even. Hey, Kokla, an awesome history in church. She's an ordained minister. She's got a lot of experience in so many things concerning life. Hey, Chantel, good to see you. Hey, Aunt Riola. And I love to hear her talk. One time, I want to get her on here, just be it her. This is her first time hearing this. We're going to go back and forth about her history. I want her to tell her entire testimony. I'm probably going to bring her on a Monday Night Live and have her tell her whole testimony, her experience, the things that she went through. And that audience, would really greatly benefit from it. But anyway, me and her have such a rich history. I love her dearly. This is my sister, Denise, better known as Niecy. Here she is. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey. Happy Sunday.
Yay. And so she's got a new design business, you guys. Tell them about it.
It's an interior design company. I've had it for 5 years. I know I kept it a secret for a while, but I wanted to get off the ground before making it public. But anytime you guys want interior design or have any ideals you want to throw at me or you want me to assist you, feel free to DM me, inbox me, or even give me a call.
How can they find you? DM you where?
They
The
can
name
DM.
is different. It's DEE Hardy.
Yes, it is. It's DE Hardy. That's how everybody knows me on Facebook, and including my friends. So if you want to reach out to me, it's DEEHARDY. You can reach me that way, or you can also give me a call. My phone number is on my Facebook page, so feel free to reach out to me.
Come on through. All right. So now I'm going to bring in my oldest daughter. I have 2. I just say I have 4 kids, 2 daughters and 2 grandsons, but they're all my kids. And this is my oldest daughter. She is a high school English lit teacher. And I ain't even going to say all the other stuff. She can introduce herself. But She is gonna, after me, start this conversation out about interracial relationships because she happens to be in one. So she is a little bit more qualified than the other two of us to talk about it because so far we have not had the pleasure of being in one. Not to say, well, you know what, my sister's off the market. She's married. Hallelujah. So I don't know, I don't know what the future holds. I mean, I might be in an interracial relationship. You never know.
You
But
never
my
know.
daughter is. What'd you say, Niecy?
I said, you never know.
All right. All right. So, hey, I think I said hey to Coco already. So, my daughter is coming on. Say hello to Shelly. I'm going to add her to the screen.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
Hey. So, you want to say anything before we start?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not yet. I'll say.
She did a long 4-hour drive from Indianapolis, so I thank her for coming on here tonight because she could have just bailed and said, "You know what, Mom, let's just reschedule." But she kept the date, and I appreciate it. So I wanted to start this out. Now, listen, you guys know this is interactive. Me and my daughter Rochelle used to do these about 4 years ago, and I don't know how in the world we had. I've said this before. I'll say it again. 12 to 1,500 people used to get on those lives when we would talk about relationships, and we were sitting outside in the back of our house on the patio, and it was wild. We stopped doing it, and as any of you know, when you stop doing something on social media, you lose your audience, and that's kind of like what happened. So I'm not trying to regain a 12 or 1,500 seat audience. I really don't care. We're on here just for fun, just for entertainment. This is a way for me to engage with my family because I'm all the way in Texas. They're in, outside of Chicago, and I can see them and interact with them. And we can be some entertainment for y'all. So if you want to interact with us, feel free to put your comments in, but don't do like this dude did with me 2 weeks ago and got on here and acted a plumb fool and argue with me about saying that interracial relationships were not ordained by God. That's how I'm going to open this up, right, Niecy? Hey, Kim, how you doing, babe? Got on here and told me that God forbids Black and white people to commingle, cohabitate. He said it was a sin and tried to give me all these freaking scriptures. And I said, that is insane. And he went to the point of saying, I would call his name out, but I'm going to be nice and I'm not going to call his name out. But he went to the point saying that back in the Old Testament, the Lord forbid Israel to marry into the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Girgazites. And I said, dude, that was because of idol worship. And they did not acknowledge God as their sovereign God. They were not recognizing a theocracy back in the Old Testament. They were worshiping idols. They were worshiping satanic idols. They were sacrificing their kids to Molech. They were doing crazy stuff. And the Lord said, if you go ahead and marry into these tribes, even though I told y'all this ain't church, but this dude came from the paper Bible. So I had to, address him from the paper Bible. And he come talking about, you aren't supposed to intermarry into these tribes. And I said, dude, the Lord said, don't intermarry with them because they will take you away from me. They will cause you to serve other gods. It had nothing to do with the color of your skin. If that's the case, Moses never could have got with his wife. Okay. Don't let me even get started. And Bathsheba would have been stricken from the record because Chicky Baby is half Black. So don't let me even go into the Canaanites were all Black. So no, that's the reason why he said don't intermarry with them was because of idolatry. Had nothing to do with color skin. This dude, y'all, went back and forth with me so bad until I typically don't block you off my page because I believe in freedom of speech and I will let you have your say. We can agree to disagree. But this dude just got ridiculous. And then it got to be, the thread got to be so long. Naya, hey, Naya. You can come down here and say hi, Naya. Hey, Maxine. I think I said hi to you before. Hey, is that
Delania?
I think that's Delania. But
That's
hey, Norris, hey, the cousins is on here. Anyway, it got to be so ridiculous that I said, you know what? This is just too much. I'm going to block you. So I unblocked him today, but Shelly said that was too late because he don't even know he's been unblocked. But the thread got to be ridiculous. He was going back and forth, and I'm not going to argue with you over something that I know is insanity. So anyway, I wanted Shelly. There's 20 of you have jumped on here so far. Hey, hey. And we want to say hi to all of our replay viewers that will get on here later. Oh, she said, Rochelle, I love you and miss you.
I know.
Hey,
I miss you
Dolores.
too.
Hey, hey, hey. So anyway, I'm gonna have Shelly start out because she got some stats. This tonight is about interracial relationships, okay? Black marrying white, white marrying Latino, Asians. I always say, could I be married to an Asian or Indian man? Different people marrying different races. That's what we want to talk about. Would you do it? Have you done it? Give us your opinion. This is just some opinionated entertainment. We just want to get on here and talk about interracial relationships and the success and the failure. So Shelly's got some stats that she wanted to talk about. So I'm going to let her kick it off.
I had pulled my scotch out. You said scotch, and that's exactly what I'm drinking tonight.
I didn't even know you was gonna drink scotch. I had no idea.
The Glenlivet.
Yes.
I'm drinking it. I'm only gonna have to. I ain't got to work tomorrow, so I'm having me a cocktail.
Right. Oh, because it's Martin Luther the King.
Martin Luther the King.
The King's birthday is tomorrow.
Yes, yes. Okay. You guys down. You don't have to hide because this is family.
Okay, so I've been pulling up some statistics about relationships and marriages, and this is what I got. Most of what I got is from the Pew Research Center, and they do a lot of research on interracial relationships. A lot of their statistics are based on each census, so they come out with some pretty good stats every 10 years. So one thing I want to start off with is the divorce rate. Everybody always says how high the divorce rate is in the United States, but they are saying that the current divorce rate is actually down. So it used to be 50% and it's now 39%. Mom, your granddog is getting on my nerves. I'm going to put him in a box and show him to you. Hold on,
What he doing? What's Yoshi doing?
In and out.
In and out of the house.
That's a he. Oh, he had to go outside.
His routine.
In and out.
I said, what are you gonna do when he go on the Yoshi show on?
Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm back. So the divorce rate is at 39%. That's for all races. Okay, 50% of them.
High. That's like almost 4 out of every 10 people get divorced.
It's high still, but it's not 50% where it is. So it actually fell 11%. So that's not bad. So
Maxine, I'm gonna ask you a question in a minute. So hang in there. Okay, go ahead.
So 50, according to these statistics from the Pew Research Center, 50% of American adults are single. 50%. That's a lot. Okay. But that also includes people from the ages of 18 all the way up. So 50%. So about 19% of the entire US population, new marriages are interracial couples. Same source. 19%, almost 20%.
Wow.
This says 1 out of 10 people will oppose someone in their family who is marrying outside of their race. So
I could say the name in our family, but I ain't gonna put them out there like that.
No. I'll put them out there in a minute.
Go ahead.
I think that opinion has changed, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I ain't got no problem putting it out there. He know who he is.
He know who he is.
He ain't gonna watch this no way, so you can say it.
I'm gonna say whether he's watching it or not. We've had this conversation several times. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Wait. Is he gonna give you away or no? We gotta get somebody else.
I ain't got a ring yet. So
when let's not even go to the hypothetical. Well, I am going to the hypothetical, but when you get the ring, we know what's gonna happen. You gonna let him give you away?
I ain't got a ring yet. So we ain't gonna talk about that until that happens.
Okay. Have you even thought about it though?
Yeah, of course I have. Yeah.
And say, okay, so who's second choice if it's not your dad?
It's gonna be Reggie.
No doubt.
Andy Mir. But that's
Mir would be the second choice though.
No, it would be both of them. They would both have to do that. But it would be Reggie and Toby, but Toby's not with us anymore. So that's what I've always thought in my, as a little girl growing up. But anyway, that's a whole nother situation. Okay. So nearly half of US, this is what I thought was really interesting. Nearly half of US born Asian newlyweds are married to a non Asian person.
Yep.
47% of Asians that are born in the United States are married to a non Asian person. However, when an Asian marries another Asian, they have the highest success rate in marriage
Out of everybody,
out of every race.
wow. Hey, Sandra
They
Connors.
have the lowest
Seriously?
divorce rates.
Wow.
Yeah, Asians marrying other Asians. Now, as far as black and white is concerned, black men are twice as likely to marry hold on, twice as likely to marry outside of their race than a black woman. So
You know what?
24.
I believe that stems from slavery, revenge. I do. I believe that's when it started.
See, that's the thing. That's what we need to talk about, because there's so, and doing this little bit of research that I've done, black women have a lot of very, very strong opinions about why black men go outside their race. But in my experience, it's been mostly because the black men that we know that have dated outside of their race exclusively date outside their race, and they have to put down black women in order to justify their choice, which you really don't have to do.
And
No.
I'm giving this for the people that just got on here, for the folks in the back. This ain't church. This is my family. They do them. Okay. So y'all see them doing whatever they do, that's them. We do what they do what they do. Pastor K, you said Asian women are encouraged to marry white. Oh, wait a minute. To marry white men. Let me scroll back up. You said encouraged to marry white men by their parents. Wow, I didn't know that.
But you know what though? Hold on a second.
Why is that? Because
It
of social status and financial security?
But that's not true. But hold on, I'm not going to say that's not true. But what I want to say, to throw a statistic out there, there's a statistic that says that Asian women are 6.15 more likely to have a black husband than a white husband.
I believe that.
Well, even if they're encouraged to marry white or Asian men, maybe, I don't know, but the women are more likely to have a black husband than a white husband. That's from the statistics that I pulled up.
And Erica said she don't, it's okay for other people, but she ain't trying to date outside her race. Linda Whitfield, hey, how you doing, honey?
Well, let me get to what we were talking about before with black women. And here's another statistic, and then that's gonna lead me to my comment. So this I found very interesting. When there is interracial relationships between black and white, and out of all interracial relationships, a black woman with a white man in particular have the highest success rate, the lowest divorce.
Explain why.
So one of the things that one of the conversations that I came across was this. The power dynamic is equal or more equal in a relationship between a black woman and a white man, because black women are, the stereotype, we're strong black women, we are expected to be strong. I'm tired of it too, because it desexualizes us, right? Like,
yes, exactly.
Where our sexuality, and it takes away the idea that we are, that we are demure and valued and something to be protected and valued, because we're strong like men, right? But the thing about that power dynamic between a black woman and a white man, white men they know their position in society. Oftentimes they understand their privilege. They're not fighting for position. They're not fighting for power. They don't have to prove that they're the man, right? And so there's no power struggle between a black woman and a white man. I don't want to say no, but this is the conversation that I've encountered with black women. There's no power struggle in that dynamic, right? So a black woman is free to be her natural strong self, or her I don't want to say weak, but she's free to be a woman without having to battle, in a relationship for power and control. You don't have to do that. And so on the flip side of that, I've seen conversations with Black women that say that one of the reasons why they don't particularly want to date white men is because they don't want to have to explain their Blackness
To
to,
white men?
yeah, they don't have to explain their Blackness. And I mean, like,
You know what? I've dated white men and I ain't never had that situation ever.
Never.
Where I had to explain
I'm in a relationship with a white man, and there have been many times where I've had to explain my Blackness. You know what I mean?
Okay, so give me an example. What do you mean?
So I mean, just the cultural differences. You know what I mean? Um, you know, the nuances that we have as Black people, the things that we do, the sayings that we have. I'm fortunate enough to be with somebody who, you know, is, you know, down to earth and has been in, has friends of all races, right?
Hang-ups.
Right. But, you know, if he weren't, there would be lots of things about, you know, the way that I was raised, the our conversation, the fact that I say nigga 50 times a day, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, those types of things that you don't want to have to censor yourself, you know, but you have to, they don't want to have to, Black women said they don't want to have to explain themselves, you know, how you raise children, you know.
When you go around his family, do you say nigger at his family's house?
No, I don't.
I didn't think so.
But you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. It's most, well, you know, I can say that I probably have said it because me and Sean have this little running joke where, you know, he wants to say it and he'll be like, you know, you do something and people be like nigga. Well, he'll look at me and be like, and I'll be like nigga. I'll say it to him because he ain't gonna say it. You know
but that's different. That's an inside running joke. But
right.
Just
his mom,
say, you know what this nigga told me the other day? You don't say that at his house.
Not at his family's house because his mom is like, you cannot say that word around her at all.
Okay.
You know, I've heard other people say the word around her and she's stopped them in their tracks. Do not say that word in my house. So because I heard that happen, then I respect her wishes. I'm not gonna say it. Plus, you know, it can make a very uncomfortable situation because, you know, white folks can't say the word. And so if you constantly saying nigga, 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 you know what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable because I don't know how it makes them feel. So I don't want to make them uncomfortable.
Okay, let me say this. Maxine, type in there. You said been in a relationship with the other race. How was it? Tell me what was the experience like for you? And I'm gonna read it. I want to say this that Pastor K said back in the day, we were taught this was the ranking. White men first, Black women second, white women third, and Black men fourth. I believe that's still the same ranking.
Wait, say that again. I missed that.
Okay, she said back in the day, we were taught this was the ranking culturally. Okay, white men first, Black women second, white women third, Black men fourth. I truly believe white women are before Black women. I think it's white men, white women, Black men. But she said back in the day, it was white men, Black women.
Ranking in terms of importance or desirability?
She said we were taught this was the ranking. She said ranking. So, you know, ranking would mean, you know,
in terms of what? Like just in general?
Put in there what you're talking about. Be more specific. She said there were a lot of men between Black men and white men, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Arabs, Africans, multiplicity of South America. She's addressing something else with that. Erica says, I don't want to be sexualized. That's my problem with not being interested in white men. So that's been your experience. All white men are not like that. She says, when tried, it was a fetish, not beautiful, but interesting looking enough to want to try. It is kind of a thing I believe relates to slavery. So I believe, Erica, your experience has been unfortunate. I do not believe we can generalize all white men and feel like they have jungle fever and that they're sexualizing and objectifying Black women. I don't believe that. If that's the case, I would be super angry with my daughter's boyfriend.
I don't think that's we can't generalize, but
Erica
I can say I see her comment, but I can say that in the past, Mom, and you know some of my experiences, there have been situations where I have went out on dates with white men and they did sexualize me. That was their whole thing, the entire thing.
Pastor K said she was talking about relationship wise when I gave that ranking. She meant relationship wise.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, Rochelle Daniels, I appreciate you talking about the power dynamic that exists.
Hey, Kia.
That is something that was totally enlightening for me, for Shelley to say a Black woman and a white man don't have that power struggle between them. And I never ever looked at it that way, because a white man is secure in who he is in society. And then a Black woman doesn't have to struggle with competition with the white man like she would with a Black man, because there's no reason to.
And the truth is, I'm gonna interject really quickly just to speak about my relationship in particular. My boyfriend is he's very strong-willed. We all know he's extremely opinionated. He gonna say what he want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I am too.
When he drinking.
I am too. And so what I appreciate about him and this dynamic between the two of us is that I haven't seen any signs of intimidation of my strength. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I have to dumb myself down or act demure in order to make him feel like the man. I can truly be myself and not have to worry about him being insecure about who I am in relationship to who he is. That I can say. And with that regard, I have not had that in any other relationship with a Black man. Now that is the truth. That's been my experience. Not saying that exists with every Black man, but that was my experience.
Nisi, I want you to come behind me with this. Tell me what your experience has been dating outside your race. Now, when I was younger, I had this crazy misconception that dating outside my race would be different. I think a lot of Black women think that white guys are going to be better. I have a best friend who was Black guy, and he was like, June, let me school you, okay? Because men are men, no matter what color their skin is. And I ended up dating a couple white guys, and the experience was unfortunate because the flaws that I experienced in Black men, I saw the same thing in a white man. Like, for instance, I went out with a white guy and I'm like, okay, if I sit in the car after he gets out, I'm thinking he's gonna know why I'm sitting in the car. And he's gonna come around, he's gonna open the door. He stands at the hood and looks at me like, what?
Like, are you gonna get out?
Right. Same thing a Black dude would do. My whole dating experience that day was exactly the same way as it was with a Black man. It was no different. So I think you have to find I don't want to say soulmate because I hate that overused word. And you can have 20 soulmates. There ain't no such thing as one. There's 8 billion people in the world. So you got a whole lot of folks that you can make a relationship work with. But you have to find someone who matches for you, regardless of their color. And if they just so happen to be white, Asian, Indian, I will say this. The only drawback for me dating outside my race is the cultural issues, because there's some things in the culture that I just don't think I could get past. There's some things that they do culturally that I just don't like.
What you talking about? Who?
I don't want to say.
Say it. What you talking about?
Okay. I lived in a building where it was 60%.
I know what you can already say. Keela is on here. Keela, you can. Because
I lived in a building where it was 60% Indian people, and I throw up at the smell of curry. The curry was so bad in the building that they put a whole weather strip under everybody's door because the curry was so pervasive in the building. If I met an Indian guy and his diet was curry, I know that should not be the reason why I wouldn't date him. But the cultural things that I just don't.
But you have to be honest. If it's not for you, you can't. If you can't do it, you can't do it.
Well,
and if it's curry, it's curry.
Nisi, what's been your experience?
I've dated a white guy before, and I mean,
what was the difference between him and a brother?
Him being a little more softer, a little more kinder, a little more patient. But still, the cultural thing bothered me because he always wanted to pet me, my hair. Oh, your hair. Every time I see your hair is different. Don't touch my hair. I don't want anybody touching my hair if you're not my family. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then the comments on my hair all the time. It is what it is.
You know what this white guy told me one time? I had a weave in, it was straight, and it was flying in the wind. He said, look at them flags.
You know what? See what I'm saying? I could say some smart mouth stuff right now, but you see what I'm saying? Don't pet me. I'm not a dog or a cat. I'm a human. Don't put your hands in my hair. Don't comment on it every time I see you. Every time I see you, it's a comment on my hair. Not, Denise, you look nice today, or you're beautiful, or, oh, you look gorgeous. No. Oh, your hair is different. Can I touch it? Hell no, you can't touch my hair.
That's back to that that's a part of explaining your blackness. When Black women have to explain that part, and that's explaining.
Why do people have to touch our hair that are not?
We are not our hair. We are not our hair. Black women are not their hair.
But here's the thing. But it's part of me. Put your hands in my hair one more time. Did Mom tell you that for the first time ever? This off topic. A Black woman in the mall came and put her hands in my hair while I'm walking in the mall. This is the first time a Black woman has ever done that. Okay, this is a side note, Mom. I'm sorry, I'm telling the story right quick.
That's all right.
I'm walking in the mall. This is like a week and a half ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm walking in the mall, and this Black woman comes up to me and she goes, "Ooh, girl, that hair is so pretty." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And she go, "I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about him." And she pointed to I don't know if he was Latino or whatever. And he was pulling his hair up in a ponytail, walking paces in front of me. And I said, "Oh," she goes, "I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about him. Girl, you bought your hair just like I bought mine." Whoop. Bullshit. I didn't buy my hair.
Thank you.
I said, I didn't buy my hair. This is my hair. And before I knew it, she had took a handful of my hair. In my hair.
Serious?
I mean, you know how you feel your hair rise and fall. Yeah. I'm like, oh, and my hair was in a ponytail. So I felt it. Oh, if you don't keep your hair, who does that?
Right.
And what did she apologize when she found out it was all your hair?
I could have bought her with a nickel.
What did she say?
She was embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't even that. It was, first of all, that was like a little backhanded compliment. Secondly, don't pet me. Don't run your nasty COVID fingers through my hair.
Exactly.
In the middle of a pandemic. And usually it's white women that do that. I have been standing in line in Walgreens and felt my hair rise and fall on my back and turn around and look and your hair. What? I'm fixing to go to jail.
I had a coworker do that to me. I was on the phone and she came around the corner, came to my desk and picked my hair up, and I grabbed her hand and twisted it and told the customer, "Can I put you on hold for a moment?" I said, "Bitch, don't put your hands in my hair. I'm not a dog or a cat. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that." And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Denise. I didn't know that would offend you." I said, "It offends all Black women.
Right.
You don't put your hands in our hair."
They said pimp slap.
Man. Because I promise you, I'm about ready to put my hands on people. It has happened so many times.
That has not happened to me at all.
It has happened so many times. Like I have literally been like, "What am I attracted? What am I doing here?" Like nothing. I can't be the only person.
But Shelly, I can see where people would look at your hair and feel like it's added dreads, really, because that's the deal. You can twist those from the root out, and they would think that it's not your hair. I get that, but what you're not finna do is put your hands in my hair to see.
In my hair, I can't stand.
We're not doing that.
Wait, you doing like this?
We are not doing that.
Oh, okay. Back to the subject. Pastor K says the trouble with white guys, as with most white people, is they are racist and don't know they're racist.
Mm.
What do y'all feel about that?
I don't
know they're racist?
I don't disagree with it, but I won't make it a blanket for all white people.
True.
I just won't, because it's unfair to say that they're all racist. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. I don't think they're all racist.
What I can say about that is that they don't understand some of the things that they do that are offensive.
Correct.
That's what with some white guys. I'm open to dating outside my race. I used to watch Survivor's Remorse. I don't know if you guys watched that series. It was really good. And there was the girl that is she used to be on Martin. That's the girl that Martin used to talk about all the time and make fun of and said she would look like a donkey. Remember the one that was on Martin? And he was always teasing her, the next door neighbor.
Oh, Shanae?
Sinead is no, the
Shanae is Martin.
Right, exactly.
She's next door neighbor.
He was teasing his girlfriend's best friend. That was
Pam.
Pam, right.
Yeah.
So Pam is on, she played, I mean, whoever she is in real life, can't think of her name right now, but she was on Survivor's Remorse.
Tanisha Arnold.
Huh?
Tanisha Arnold?
Tashina
Arnold.
Yeah,
Tashina Arnold's friend. Because Tashina Arnold's friend, I can't think of her name. But anyway, she was on Survivor's Remorse and had a relationship with an Asian guy. And the way their chemistry was, it was amazing. And I used to think, hey, Terry, hey, Carla. I used to think, hey, Cammie and Leah. I'm trying to say hi to all y'all. I used to think all the time, could I ever date an Asian man? Out of all the races, I wouldn't have no trouble dating Italian. This time I'm talking about the transition to me would be easy. Italian, cultural wise, Puerto Rican, Mexican, white, Greek, over in the islands, Jamaican, all that. But the hardest ones for me, because of the culture, I think would be Asian and Indian. I think I would have a hard time with that because of the culture.
Really?
Not that I'm prejudiced. And Terry said, if he can treat me right, he could be candy apple red. It don't matter. I get it, Terry. Yeah. But and I believe that too. I'm open to that too. But those are the races that I would think like Asian. I mean, you have to acquiesce to all of their cultural, societal norms when the different things that they do. It's really, I mean, the blending of the family. It's a lot. You have to think of more than just the two of you. It's a whole lot more than that.
Very true.
Yeah. I mean, there's always cultural differences, but I will say that in my relationship, the good far outweighs the bad. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I'm sorry. Carla and Terry both said it is Tashina Arnold. That's her name.
Yeah.
Okay.
The good outweighs the bad, and then there's an acceptance that you have to realize that people are different. I mean, even if you were with people with the same race, obviously there's some things that you're gonna have to put up with and learn. And I hate to say that word tolerate, because that just sounds like you just have you're putting up with it, but you do have to learn, develop an appreciation for the differences and really try to find the good and the benefits in those differences, you know what I'm saying? But without compromising your own, cultural values as well. So it's a challenge. It takes work. I can say that, but the good definitely outweighs the bad.
Let me throw this out here to both of you all. Experience that me and Shelly had and experience that I had really quick with another race. Me and Shelly went out one night in Chicago with some white guys. Rochelle, you're going to remember this. And we were at the Grand Lux downtown.
Grand Lux, I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. And here's the experience. That was fun. Didn't pay for jack, Niecy. Okay. We met them, made a day with them to go out. Me, Shelly, and what was it? 3 of them that showed up. These were like friends. One of them was liking my daughter, like tough, and just the whole situation.
Italian. He was Italian.
Italian, fine as I don't know what, but crazy, and in a whole messed up situation. But we went out with them late one weekend, had a ball. But here's what I'm getting at: money. Okay, get there. They were late. Okay, they were super late with some snafus that happened. So me and Shelly went ahead and ordered dinner. Mm-hmm. They get there when we're almost done eating. Now me and Shelly thinking, this is just a whole bust because we're going to have to pick up.
Because I ain't never been stood up before. Not that I couldn't have been, but I was like, these niggas
wait, Niecy, we went in the camera and said, I ain't never been stood up before.
Not never.
Okay, but here's the deal. So we're thinking, okay, it wasn't that we didn't come prepared because we got money. So we were thinking, okay, we're gonna have to go ahead on and pay for the meal and just call it a night. Me and you just had the night out and just gonna go home. We almost getting ready to get done eating, and here they come flying in, apologizing and everything. Now here's what I'm getting at. They went ahead And the head guy, the guy that was trying to holler at Shelly, he says, I'm picking up the tab. What did y'all order? What do you want? Do you want anything else? Remember, Shelly? He said,
Get some more drinks.
You want more drinks, da da da. Now I'm talking about cultural differences. I don't listen. For me, with Black men, I'm not saying that Black men wouldn't do that, but certain Black men, with my experience, would not do that. Now, if they balling, financially in certain situations, or if this is the first date and they trying to impress, they will come in and do that. Okay, so he says, I don't want y'all to, don't worry about nothing. Get what you want. So when we got done, we transitioned over to the bar because we were sitting in the regular restaurant part. He said, well, let's just go sit at the bar. We continue to talk, let people have these tables. So we stayed there a while. I decided I wanted to get dessert. And if you guys been to Grand Lux, they got these dozen cookies. You can order them fresh baked, da da da. When they bring it, I go to get my card. He said, if you don't put the card back, and he went ahead and paid for that and then said, get whatever you want, da da da. Okay, cool. Now, here's the difference in both of these situations.
Wait. I want to add something before you tell the difference. Remember, there was people when we went to the bar, there weren't enough seats. And there was a Black couple sitting there. And the Black guy offered to give up his seat so that we could all sit together because it was only supposed to be 3 of us. It ended up being 5 of us.
Right.
And he paid for their tab.
I forgot about that. Nisi.
That's because they gave us
tab. Because they volunteered and gave up their seats, and he told the waiter, "Give me their bill."
Boom. And get them and got their tab and tip, everything. I'm gonna make a comment after you say the difference. Go ahead.
So this is the dude that was trying to holler at Shelly. So we had a really good night, and we end up going to another spot after that. We closed the whole night down. Now I went on a date with a white guy prior to this, and I'm making the comparison. We go to a Mexican restaurant. I guarantee you he's either watching or he's going to watch. Hey, because I know you remember this. I don't care. We went to a Mexican restaurant, and it was our second date. And it was good. We had fun. We ate, stayed there for a while. And and he picked up the tab. I decided that I wanted dessert after he had already paid for the tab. You know where I'm going. I went ahead and ordered dessert. And guess what?
You had to pay
for it. He wanted me to go half on the dessert tab.
Okay. That I don't think has anything to do with white or Black. I think that ain't got nothing to do with your race.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, I'm talking about the difference. This is the point I'm making. It was 2 sets of non-Black men, but the race made no difference. They all acted the same that anybody in another race would have acted. I'm trying to bust the myth that white men are better. They're not.
They're not. And honestly, in the situation that we just described, I'm trying not to call these names out.
Right.
I think that it was more it has more to do with their social status because they clearly had money. And I know that there are men of every race that would treat women, that with that type of value, if they were able to do those types of things financially. You know what I mean?
Maxine said he was petty. I felt like
that was petty.
The way he was acting, I volunteered and said, you know what, we can go half on the dessert. And he said, okay. He should never have said okay.
But you should never have said go half either.
Half, exactly.
You should.
I've dated guys who I make sure, like if we have a phone conversation and you're inviting me out to dinner, here's my spiel. We are not doing Dutch treat, and you are paying for everything.
Terry, that's not
Hold
true.
on.
Terry,
I don't care
because he's asked me out several times after that. She said that he really wasn't.
I don't care how many times you ask me out on a date. That's going to be the norm. Now, mind you, I had hooked up with this guy in 2020. We're having a phone conversation for dinner. He says to me, before I could get my little spiel out, he says, and by the way, we're going to do Dutch treat. I said, and by the way, we're not going to dinner.
Right.
I'm not paying for anything. Right. I want you to know that. Now, if you're going to ask me out on a date, I don't care what race you are. I'm going to let you know from the jump, you're paying for everything. And I mean everything. I'm not putting in a nickel. We're not doing Dutch treat. We're not doing none of that. Nope, not if that's going to be the case.
Put some clothes on. Don't nobody want to be
I
looking
can
at
stay
you.
home.
What you standing in
Who's
the
that?
background for?
Who is
Get up
that?
here.
That's
Show
Pee-wee.
He's doing the most.
He's standing up there flexing. Go.
He's
Hey,
doing the most.
Sean, yeah, up here flexing. Come in the camera. Say hey.
Hey,
Hey,
Pee-wee.
Shawnee,
Hey,
what's going on, man?
Nothing much.
I need to get him away from me, and he didn't have a COVID test.
Yeah, right. Spray it down with Lysol.
Bring the lights out. I'm not playing with you. Bring the lights out of my room.
His
You
little
think I'm
bird
playing
chest
or not?
walking around here. Look, think he cute.
Right.
You hear me?
Nana, I'm bringing it.
He said,
Nana,
"Mommy,
I'm bringing it."
He said, Nana, I'm bringing it now. Hey, get out.
You did not just put your mask on.
She did.
You
Mom,
think you're playing? I'm not playing.
you need to tell him to put his mask on. He the one supposed to be walking around with the mask. It helps from him from transmitting it, not from you from catching it.
Exactly.
I know. I don't even know why I told him to come over here and say hi.
Oh my God.
And I done had the mask on for like a whole 4 days. Get out. I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now. I'm spraying all over here.
Tell him to stay in he room.
Exactly.
Golly. I'm super mad. But wait, I done gargle with when I get through, I'm gonna go and gargle with yellow Listerine, y'all. That's what does it. Okay, Eric.
Wait. Let me throw another
Eric
statistic.
says she can't stop laughing. What?
I'm gonna throw a couple more statistics out here that we ain't got to yet, right quick. Okay. 73% of all black and white marriages, black and white, 73% are black men and white women.
Wait. Repeat that again.
So 73% of all black and white marriages, interracial black and white marriages, are black men and white women.
We already know that. Yeah.
Black men and white women, because they're twice as likely to be with a white. I didn't think I threw them statistics out there earlier. 24%.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, 24% versus 12%. So 24.
Let me say,
now check this out. 24%.
Wait. Let me say this.
Yeah.
My experience, I've never been happy with the commentating coming from a black man concerning a white woman. One time, the reason why they date. This one black man told me when I was in a party one time, and he dated exclusively white, and you know who he was. He was from Philly, and you know who I'm talking about. He says, "You might make me come across the tracks, come back across the tracks." You remember?
I remember that.
Right. He said he dated exclusively white because black women were just too aggressive, too problematic, and he just decided that he just wanted to date white women because they were more submissive and easier to get along with. But he met me at a party. This was the Memorial Day party, that big old thing down in Atlanta. And he says, "You might make me come back." He pursued me for like 6-7 months. Talking about, "You gonna make me come back across the tracks?" I'm like, whatever. Wrong reason.
In my experience, or in my generation, black men who exclusively dated white women, black girls looked at them like some raggedy old gym shoes.
Trash.
We don't want you.
And you know what I have experienced? Black men who are down on the ground, Chicago men, I mean like straight up Chicago hood men, they don't have nothing to do with white women, Southside Chicago guys. That was my experience, that they look down on dating white women. Why? I don't know. Your dad's era, all of them. It was like taboo. Somebody said something. Erica said, I remember it was about 8% about 8 years ago. She must have been talking about this stats. Sandra said, what about mixed race individuals? Okay, half black, half white. It depends on, it's just whichever way you want to go.
Who treats you good and who you love.
To yourself
at the end of the day.
You said what, Niecy?
It's about who treats you good and who you love at the end of the day.
I don't care what race you are, you know.
So let me throw this out here. Here's another statistic. They say, well, not statistic, it was a talking point that was made by a show for Tia Brown. She's a therapist, and she had a show about interracial relationships. But one of the Black women on there said that one of her issues with dating Black men is that Black men who have childhood trauma have a different perception of Black women. They look at Black women the way that they filter it through their trauma, basically. So any issues that they have with their mother, they treat these women that way, and it makes it very difficult to find a partner of the same race. Now it's already that Black women outnumber Black men. This is another statistic.
I don't believe
Black,
that.
wait,
I don't.
let me finish.
I
Let me
believe they're
finish.
trying to make us believe that there's more women than men. I
They
don't believe
say,
it.
but it's not by much. But even if it's not, but it's only by a couple of percentages, right? A couple of percentages. But they say it begins at around the age of 16, where there are more Black women than there are Black men. And mom, you got to think about it like this. With all of the systematic racism that's going on in this world right now, with all of the targeting, the police targeting towards Black men, they're taking Black men, they're locking Black men up, they're taking away their chances of education. Black women educationally outnumber Black men. We have a higher educational rate than Black men. It makes the playing field uneven. And so there are,
I agree that Black women, I don't know how the stats go, but it seems like they are educated in a higher bracket as far as there's more bachelor's, master's degrees among Black women than Black men for some reason, PhDs especially. Cammie said Black men are too vocal about only dating outside their race.
yeah, that's kind of where I was going when I brought that up. One of the reasons why I can't, it's when you talk to Black women, you can talk. I can give you my reasons. I wasn't seeking to date outside my race, right? I just
When
met.
we were doing those interracial shows 4 years ago, you said I will not date a white
I
man.
said I don't like pink. Okay.
Right. You said I'm
I don't
not
like pink.
even. And I'm like,
I ain't
oh,
saying
Reggie.
that because their baby
how you
ain't
end
pink.
up with a white
Shelly.
man?
Shelly.
What?
Reggie.
Right, here she is with a white guy.
But it just happened
Whatever.
to
I
work
was going to say something, but I ain't.
when you talk to Black women about the reasons why they date outside their race, I have never heard a Black woman say I exclusively date white men, and and the reason why is because Black men are this, that, but they don't use Black men to justify the reasons why they have dated outside their race. But when you talk to a Black man, they're often saying, you know what I'm saying? Well, Black women, I don't like this, and they're too strong and they're too opinionated, and it's always put down to Black
negative.
So somebody just put on the screen that they don't like it the way Black men put Black women down. And Erica said Black men are expected by white society to underperform, even when they have the status and are doing well. Now that's very true.
That's true.
Wait, and Keela says only Candace Owens does that. Boom. So true. Come on now. Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I thought that was
okay. So tell me, with your you've been with a white guy now who I know he ain't whatever. He say he white, but whatever. Going on 3 years.
What the hell, Mom? Jesus.
Did she disappear from the screen?
She disappeared from the screen.
I cannot with you.
What has been your biggest look at her. What has been this Lysol choking me up? What has been your biggest challenge in this interracial relationship?
You know,
in public, let me say in public, what has been your biggest challenge going out with him in public?
Because I don't really have, I mean, you know, I don't really think about his whiteness, you know what I'm saying? Because I just think about him. I love him, you know what I'm saying? Unless we're just joking amongst, you know, with each other. You know, I will say I really don't. Now this is interesting. I have noticed that white women, when we're together, I haven't even talked to him about this, but I've noticed that you know how white women treat you when you're in public.
Mhm. Mhm.
I've noticed that white women are exceptionally nice and accommodating.
Really?
Yes, like to the point
Wow.
where it's
I don't know for
uncomfortable.
what reason, I wonder.
I don't know. I don't know. Now I
Wow.
will get. I'll get certain looks. I'll get looks from brothers. Definitely, you'll get them. You'll get them looks all the time. You know,
Mhm.
but if you walk down the street and you see a brother, the brother, if he sees us together, he's gonna definitely make sure he turn around and look. You
Right.
know, and turn around and look and try to make eye contact. I've seen that. I've seen that often. But in
Okay.
terms of treatment, yeah, I've noticed that white women are especially, oh, can I help you? And just all super, super in your face and really, you know, extremely nice. And it's really annoying.
This
It's
is
really,
something. Let me read this and then I'm gonna make a comment and y'all come behind me. Samantha said, some of my Black female friends told me white men that they have dated are more supportive. Now,
hmm.
it's been my perception that white men won't pressure you to do things as quickly as Black men, especially like if women decide they're not gonna sleep with a guy, you
No,
know,
I don't think that's
or
true.
wait, that they're not gonna sleep with a guy for a certain length of time before the relationship has become locked and loaded. I truly believe that white men would wait longer than a
No,
Black man.
no,
Why don't you believe that's true, Nisi?
because I've had relationships where I made it clear from the invisible person we don't talk about from the start of my relationship, you will wait 6 months. Any
That's a
relationship, you will wait.
Well,
You'll wait
you know
until
what?
I say it's
a
okay.
long time.
Not, but
If you
seriously,
put
I
that out
don't
there, it
feel
don't
like
matter.
I
If you
don't
put
want
that out there, it doesn't matter what the race is. That's your standard. I agree with that.
right, and I don't feel like I should have to, you know, have sex with you because we just met or we're dating. So
True.
my standard is you will have to wait. No, granted, not everybody's had to wait, which I haven't had a lot of partners. So, you know, I'm not a hoe. I'm just saying you have to wait. Just like my husband I'm with right now, he was patient enough to wait. He's understanding. So it's never I don't ever want to date somebody where I feel like I have to perform or I have to do something just to be in a relationship with you or just to keep you. It's not that serious for me. It's like you can be dismissed at any time. I mean,
True.
I was alone for 15 years. I can do it again.
Maxine
You know.
said, I did find them to be supportive. I just feel like culturally,
I don't think that's fair to say that. I think Black
yeah,
men, there are some Black men that are supportive and understanding.
I believe, I don't want to generalize and say that Black men would not. I do agree with that. I feel like you have a conversation and put your expectation out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, to me, it depends on the generation. Somebody 35 years old is going to be looking for something totally different than a 55-year-old.
Of course.
You know, in a dating relationship.
Of
You
course.
know, so
But if I were to date someone who was 35, he would get the same information. You're not getting this booty until I tell you you're going to get this booty.
I get that. I
You
do.
know,
But
Yes.
she's
it's
saying
that simple.
it's been her experience. So I'm just saying that I'm not trying to negate someone's experience. She said it's been her experience that white men have been more supportive than when she dated
Yeah.
Black guys. And I understand
It's
that.
different for everybody.
You know what? This is what I have experienced, that because I haven't dated a lot of white guys. I've only been out with a couple of white guys. But I find, like me and Rochelle said, that if you curse at me or you holler and scream at me, you hate me. I have found that the anger issue with Black men eventually surfaces. And once they stop, you know, trying to impress and you get on into the nitty gritty of the relationship and they start showing who they really are, it becomes hurtful because they begin to talk to you out of their experience coming up childhood. And I wouldn't date anybody that has a horrible relationship with their mother. I can't. You know, I'm not gonna do that. I won't be friends with a woman who has a horrible relationship with her mother, you know, that won't talk to her mother, that treats her like crap, that curses her out. You can't be my friend.
Yep.
So that right there lets you know you're gonna have a struggle in a dating relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, well, Erica said mama issues. Yeah, men that have mama issues or have a woman hating spirit, you're gonna have a hard time. I don't care what color they are.
Exactly.
It doesn't
That's so
matter.
true.
So I
That's
think
true.
it's just an individual thing. Number one, if you're choosing because of race, you need to go for a therapist. You need to go
That's
to
true.
you
Yeah.
you need to get on Allison's Brain Gang, thebraintruth.com, and get you a therapist, because you already dating for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You know, no reason in the world you should be selecting somebody because of their race, because that means you don't love yourself.
Right.
You know, right off the bat, you're trying to find somebody to make you look better or treat you better. So I don't know. It concerns me when someone says they will not date outside their race no matter what.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, what is the reason? Because now you're making race the issue. If you say you won't date outside your race, you're making race the issue. So what's the problem there?
I think everybody has their cup of tea, their favorite Kool-Aid they like. This is my opinion. It may not be the truth or what everybody believes, but I feel like if a person says they won't date outside their race, they're just comfortable with what they're comfortable with. And it's not so much a race issue. It's just, this is just what I'm comfortable with. And this is just what I like. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's a blanket statement for all men or all women. It could be the truth in some aspects, but then in some aspects, people just like what they like, and they don't vocalize it the right way or explain it correctly, but that's just how they feel. This is what I like.
Yep. Well, it is 7:02. We usually do an hour. Y'all got any parting comments? Don't everybody speak at once?
Right. No, I thought I'm looking. I'm looking at the screen.
I said it's 7:02. We getting ready to bid everyone adieu. Do you have any parting comments?
My only parting comments is love who you love and be happy with that. Be okay with it.
True.
That's what it is. It's about who loves you and who you love. And love is not you can't put love in a box. It can't just be like, I love you for this, this, and this. Like you can't do that. You have to be open to love and to whatever it brings you and to whatever you're willing to receive. You got to love who you love. And that's what it's all about. Whether they're Asian, Hispanic, Indian, African, whatever the case may be, love is love.
It is.
And Pastor K says more than half of Black children are born out of wedlock. In fact, it's well over 60%. This may cause some dysfunction in Black males, which is true.
What? You say that again?
More than half of Black children are born out of wedlock. In fact, well over 60%. And this may cause some dysfunction in Black males, which is true.
True.
So I'm going to find us a theme song, our own little Soul Food Sunday theme song, so we can close out with our theme song after we end the broadcast. So thank you guys for joining us for another Soul Food Sunday. We hope you enjoyed this hour conversation about interracial relationships. This is strictly opinionated entertainment. We ain't trying to educate, inform, or give therapy. It's just something to do on a Sunday afternoon. So we thank you guys for joining us. And we are going to close out. We hope you have a good Sunday. Family.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.